Hello, friends. Welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today I'll be designing my lined vertical health planner layout for the next week in August, so come play with me. And I've got a few washi tapes here ready to go, along with some stat stickers I made on my computer, these Happy Planner sticker books, and this Live Love Posh sticker book, which I'll pull from. Okay, just gonna lay down some wax paper and get going on this week's design. I went ahead and pulled out some of this wall washi for some background elements for this week. Just thought it'd be fun to add a bit of background texture to the stickers I think I'm gonna use. So I'm just going to pull out some sections here and start placing them down on the spread to get a feel for where I want to place a majority of the stickers. Since this wall washi is pretty horizontal in its design, I'm going to section things off so that the elements look like squares or taller rectangles and no more. I didn't want it to look like a wide rectangle because of how I'm envisioning the layout to go. So you'll see I'm just ripping off a couple of sections and placing them now on the spread. Thinking to do a somewhat symmetrical design, but in a little bit of a randomized pattern by having some, at the top and at the bottom and the side, to help balance out the spread a bit as well. So the stickers I'm going to be using for decor are from the Live Love Posh Luxe Summer sticker book. I just really liked the vibes of these palm trees mixed with these warm florals. So we're going to be using those, and I'll figure out how I want them placed on the spread, but I was thinking that the pink and yellow would be the highlight colors for this spread, adding in the warmer tones in the matte washi to give it a more kind of hot tropical vibe. And now I am looking for some boxes. I did pull two sticker books, one of these, the one I'm in now, which is the Teacher Floral sticker book. And then I also pulled a Colorful Boxes sticker book. Both are fairly old, but I tend to like the older sticker books a lot better than the newer ones. So I have these ones in my stash. I want to get some use out of some of these stickers, since many of them are depleted of decor stickers, but have lots of boxes and other supporting style stickers that I want to use up. So I thought that those would match well with the decor stickers from the Live Love Posh sticker book, and I'm trying to pull in some boxes now. I think I'm going to try to use just boxes and stickers from the Teacher Floral sticker book because the colors in there match really well. But if I need some additional stickers as I'm laying things down, I have the Colorful Boxes sticker book there as more of a supporting sticker book. So I'm pulling in some long boxes. I'll be using these to track my workouts, and many of them are quite a bit longer than I think I'm going to need for tracking my workouts. I have been trying to do 2 styles of workouts each day, so I need room to track about 6 line items. And again, these longer boxes are going to be a bit too much for that. So we'll see how I correct that or adjust things to make that work. But these were the only boxes that I found in my Teacher Floral sticker book that I thought would do the job that I needed them to do, since the other ones were either too small or just had some weird formatting that I didn't think was going to work to track my workouts. So I'm trying to build out some clusters here, and I'm seeing how these long boxes are sort of affecting the balance of things. So I'm going to trim them down and try to make them all approximately the same size. I'm going to go with that medium-sized box, if you will, for these longer boxes by cutting them down and then layering them on top of each other just so they almost look like a seamless box similar to the other ones. And I'm just nestling them in to some of these clusters. I've also pulled in a couple of box stickers from that same Teacher Floral sticker book, which have a bit more of a designed border around them, and also a quote as well for the sidebar. So just working out how I want these clusters to look. I am kind of focusing on the days themselves, looking at how much space I'm allowing myself outside of each cluster for putting in my food log and putting in my stats as well. So again, I'm making adjustments to best suit how I'm going to be using this spread, but still trying to maintain the layout idea that I have for the design. So I'm going to start dropping in my stat stickers now, just again so I can really see how much room I'm allowing myself for these items. On Sunday, I obviously did not have enough room, so I went ahead and moved that whole cluster down a bit to give me a little bit better spacing for what I needed to add in there. And just looking at where things can fit and placing things in. I'm doing 1 meal a day fasting, so my food log isn't terribly long these days. It tends to be pretty succinct, so I can take up a little bit more room with my decor and still have enough room to use this spread functionally. And I felt like I needed another one of these smaller boxes with the colorful floral pattern to help me figure out how to have room on each day for 2 workouts. I pulled back on some of the green boxes that I pulled because I did want it to be more focused in on the red, pink, yellow tones more so than the green. So I'm playing around with the different box elements and textures that I have there and still trying to provide myself the amount of space I need functionally to track those workouts. So on Tuesday, I'm maneuvering things around to try to fit in 2 boxes there so that I can track both workouts and have enough space to do that. A lot of these boxes have headers in them, and so some of them I'm able to cover, but some other ones I'm just going to leave as is if the header isn't that specific. This is a teacher sticker book, so a lot of the references are to things related to being a teacher, lesson plan, things like that. So I'm picking and choosing what I'm putting in here, and if there's anything that doesn't quite fit, I'll either try to cover it or use like some whiteout or something to dissolve it into the background. But I'm really liking how these clusters are coming together. I like the textures, and the balance is working out pretty well. You can see a bit of the symmetry that I was talking about from page to page, having a cluster on the top left corner and then the bottom right, and then on the next page, top left, bottom right. So it's symmetrical in that sense, but with the off-balance feel of it, I think it makes it look a little more interesting. Also pulling in now more of these florals to add a bit more color and texture to each of these clusters. Trying to have each cluster have a floral element, the background map washi, the box sticker or stickers, depending on where it's placed, and then, of course, any kind of other elements I decide to add in. So that's really my focus on each cluster to spread around the design and make it all feel cohesive, but still allow that functional space that I need. making some adjustments, cutting some things out where I felt like I needed some other elements placed in different areas, or just needing to rearrange things a little bit. And I saw this little hexagon that said this week, which I thought would be nice for the sidebar. I'm going to stick that in as another layering element. Doing a lot of searching within this sticker book for supporting stickers, things that I feel like will enhance the spread, make things look a little more textural, and still give the vibes that I'm going for. Thursday's another day where I plan to have 2 workouts, but really don't have 2 similar boxes to work with. So I'm getting creative here by combining 2 of these smaller boxes together to try to make a bigger box to track a workout. But we'll see if that stays. It's a little bit, I don't know, obvious that I added the 2 boxes together. So I'm just trying a few different things to see if I like anything better. And we'll see how that all works out. I also have Saturday down there that also only has 1 box, and pretty much know I'll need 2 unless my workout does not go to plan. So I'm working out how best to solve some issues that I'm seeing that I need for functionality. Color's another thing that I'm playing with here. I really like these bold strip stickers in, solid colors with the words, but I don't have very many options to choose from. Plan on It is pretty much the only one that really works with the spread, but I also have some in like blues and greens that say remember. And then there's also, I think, some that are a little bit different but say important on them in some other colors. Trying to figure out what I can work in and still make it look good. So I'm playing around with that as well. I want it to look more random, not too uniform, so I don't want to use Plan on It in every cluster that I'm building. For example, this remember sticker that I just laid in black is really drawing the attention away from the color scheme, so I doubt that's going to stay. Now I'm going to try and bring in a little bit of this washi tape that I pulled. I've got 2 options here. I have one with a bunch of different colors in it, kind of a random dashy pattern. And I'm only going to be using the warmer tones from that one because the teal green that's included doesn't quite go with the palm trees or any of the other greens that I have. And for a moment, I thought I might try this more black and white animal style print, but it also too is very distracting from the vibes that I have here. So I think the other one is going to be better, and I'm just figuring out where best to place it. I do want to mix up the colors. I thought about maybe laying it in vertically for a minute, but I think horizontal is going to have to do. The vertical was just a little too much against the other textures and things I had going on. I'm just trying to find places where it works and isn't too distracting from the design, but also gives a little something extra to the spread. So I'm working that out now. Placing in where I see it helps the color scheme in that area. And I think that is good enough as far as interest and variety in each of these clusters. So let's go ahead and start laying these onto the spread. Thankfully, these are all nice and clustered up, so they're pretty easy to move over section by section. Just do some adjustments as needed, but overall, pretty smooth sailing. Just need to keep mindful of where I'm placing it, making sure it's in the exact same spot or very close to it as I had it on the wax paper, just to make sure that things fit appropriately. I'm also going to white out behind some of these clear stickers any of the darker black lines, just so it looks a little cleaner. I'll also do some trimming here and save any of these larger pieces that I can maybe reuse somewhere else on the spread. So I'll just lay those on the wax paper for now until I'm ready to use them. I'm going to place the stat stickers now here on the left. Just try to fit those in where I can. I think this cluster at the top will really benefit from some of these trimmings, so I'll plan on that, but let me move it over first so I can just see how it lays on the page itself before I commit. And I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to line up the stat stickers really well with the lines and didn't realize I was up a little too far at the top, so I needed to reset this. This time paying closer attention to where I was placing it, and of course nothing's ever perfect on that first try when you have a lot of straight edges, so I ended up placing this yellow box kind of crooked, and then therefore the stat stickers were a little bit crooked. So we'll go ahead and make that adjustment now. And that is better. We'll go ahead and put things back to the way they were, I think. That might have been layered underneath. I can't remember, but we're going to go with that for now. And lay in these stat stickers. And then finally this bottom cluster. I'm going to try to be very mindful of my placement and also the whiting out behind those clear stickers. I might have punched this one up just a smidge too high. The palm tree top ended up kind of cutting into my stat sticker area. I might have to make an adjustment on the sheet later down the road, but we'll make it work. And going back and finishing out some white out behind those stickers at the top. Otherwise, we're looking good. Doing a little bit of trimming now. And I'll place those stickers back that I know I'm not going to use. Grab out these stat stickers that I have left to place. And then finally we'll add in these trimmings up here at the top. Try to find good homes for these. I think I like the palm tree here. Maybe cut this one in half and then use them on either side just to expand this cluster a little bit. Last but not least, we'll need to clean out the holes. So I'm just going to grab my cutting mat and my little precision cutter for this, since they're pretty thinly covered with washi tape and clear sticker. And once I'm done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye.